best music. ICMR Real Life Radio.
Yeah, Johnny Brady there, and Owe It All to You. That's self-penned number, and the title of his latest album. Johnny Brady, of course, is the mentor this week on Glór Tíre on TG Car on Wednesday night to Barry Devlin, and I'm delighted to say I've got Johnny on the phone right now. Good evening, Johnny. How are you?
I'm doing the very best, Howard, and thanks for having me on the show tonight. How are you keeping yourself?
We're not too bad. We're struggling slightly with a bit of a bad throat and a bit of a bad cold, but we'll soldier on. Now, you've had a very busy weekend because you were in the Morn on Saturday night, a big gig for you, and of course it was your birthday, so belated happy birthday to you from all of us here at Irish Country Music Radio.
Oh, thank you very much, Howard. As I say, we had a great night in the Morn Country in Uri, and we had great support here. Up in the north, it's a great part of the world for country dancing, and it was my birthday. As I say, the years are flying in for me, but it's always nice to celebrate your birthday in a gig like that with the cracks great, and great dancers as well.
Yeah, great venue. Now, you were born in Randalstown in County Antrim, but I understand that you spent a fair amount of time in your younger days around the Castleblaine area, and had a fair bit of influence from the king of Irish country, Big Tom.
Yeah, I mean, I was, suppose, really lucky in a way to... my grandfather, James Brady, was from Castleblaine, and him and Big Tom McBride, his mum, they were brother and sister, and they were born in a wee house just a couple of miles outside the town, and my grandfather called the wee place Shilling Hill. So from about 1980, I think it was... my grandfather still had the wee house where he was born, and he took my mum and stuff, and they all would have went there for their holidays as they were young, and I ended up following in line with that, and I went there for about 10 years or so every summer with my granny and grandfather, and some of my aunties and uncles would have still been young enough at that point, and they would have been down and about as well. And Tom used to come. He was huge buddies with my grandfather, and my grandfather also was a massive country music fan, and Tom would have been over in the wee house, and he had like a sort of a field out the side, and Tom would have come over and cut the grass for my grandfather and baled the hay and all for him himself. And in those days, being so young, I never really knew anybody was as big in the country music scene. I just kind of was just there enjoying myself, but I always had many a chat and that with Tom, and also he had a pub in Castleblaine at that time called the Old Log Cabin, and that's where I first seen lots of country bands, playing just 2 pieces and 3 pieces and doing all the country music that people are still doing right now today, and also seen Tom himself play many a night there. He would get up and sing with the bands on a Monday night, and it was a great start for me,
Absolutely great start for you indeed, and in a way that's what music's all about. Music's all about being passed down through the generations, and in your own way now, of course, you're passing on your influences and your experience to Barry Devlin, who is your contestant on Glór Tíre on this coming Wednesday night. Where did you meet Barry, and how did you come to be partnered with Barry on Glór Tíre?
Yeah, well, it's a great story, actually, because, for us to get a chance, it's our first time doing Glór Tíre ourselves, and we're so delighted to get the opportunity to do the show. I mean, it's a great thing for country music, and I did start out with country music many years ago, listening to country, but then I also moved on from that to different styles of music. I did sort of rock and pop as well, and that's really where I kind of first met Barry, because Barry plays in a band that kind of does, well, let's say middle of the road kind of thing. They would do a lot of weddings and bar gigs like I used to do myself, and that's kind of how I met Barry. It was his father, Jared. Is a very good friend with another friend of mine, also really through music, and I used to know the boys really well. We'd meet on the road or whatever, we'd see each other at gigs and stuff like that there, and I always loved Barry. Even more recently, because country is getting so big here in Ireland again, that a lot of the young bands and young lads and girls as well, even from the pop world, are all starting to do country music. They're all really hooking into it, and it's in some ways it's given it sort of a different wee flavour. It's a more modern maybe style of country, but they're still keeping those great country beats for the dancers and stuff. And that's really where it all started. And when I got the chance to do Glór Tíre, I thought Barry's a great fella. He's got a great personality. He's a fantastic singer, and he's a great way with people. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really thought, he'd be a great man to have in Glór Tíre. Plus, he already had experience of gigging and singing, and it wasn't an overly hard job for me to get Barry to do what he does. He does it naturally, so I thought me and him had a good rapport as well. So I was just lucky to get him,
Yeah, Barry, of course, with the band Bits and Pieces, and I'm assuming we can expect a very energetic performance from the two of you on Wednesday night.
It's a funny one, Harry, because whenever you do these things, it's something that you really enjoy doing. And when I'm looking forward to seeing it myself, the visual side of it. I've heard some of the audio, and it sounds really good. There's probably a bit of nerves in there from both of us, but for sure, we try and bring a wee bit of energy to the table. It's something that I'm probably known for on the country music scene. I'm hard to get me to stand still, to be honest, and hope that's worked out all right for the camera crew. But me and Barry are excited about doing it, and we're going to be actually over in Cookstown that night. There's a bar there called Mulligan's, and we're getting a big crowd down to watch it with us, and we're really hoping to get the support for Barry. As I said, it's not easy sometimes there's so many good singers on it this year, and a lot of support for the other mentors as well, and we always wish everybody the best. So to see how it goes, but we're very excited about it.
Yeah, well, certainly, as well as being well known for your great music, your great band, your great singing voice, I think you have a wonderful reputation for bringing such energy to the stage, and that energy transfers itself, of course, to the dancers and to the crowd. We're looking forward to your performance on Wednesday night, and as you say, the standard this year appears to be very high indeed, with all the contestants, and as we've said to all the mentors and contestants this year, it's a wonderful showcase for people like Barry who've obviously got a career in music but just want to take that career to the next level.
Well, the luck of getting something like that is amazing, and even for me being in bands that I was in before, coming into the country music scene and starting to go in to record. We did our first album, Living All My Dreams, with a guy called Jonathan Owens. It was an amazing experience for me, and even though being a songwriter as well for many years, I never really got a chance to record anything to that standard. And even our second album, My Would All To You, where really is the first album that I put anything that I self-penned on myself, and I'll be very careful about doing that as well, because I know that you're only new to the scene, and you're trying to do songs that people know, and then also you're trying to show a wee bit of a flavour of what you can do yourself, and you're trying to, you're really trying to get your songs out there, and it is tough. But the people have been a great support for me over the last couple of years, and I know even at the gigs, Barry has been out, doing a bit of work with us, and he's a very busy young lad himself, but he's put a lot of time and hard work in as well. And as you said, it's all about the energy on stage, and people are coming to the gigs to enjoy themselves, and the dancers are absolutely fantastic. I've even learned to jive out of the whole thing myself, as well as be able to try to recraft my whole a different style of music for myself, even though being a big lover of country. But it's a great scene here, and a big chance for me and a big chance for Barry on Glór Tíre, and we're very, very lucky now to get that chance.
Yeah, well, you're certainly doing something right, Johnny, because you've built up a huge following over the last 12 to 18 months since you took to the road. You're busy most weekends and occasionally during the week. This upcoming weekend, of course, is a busy weekend because it's the Valentine's weekend, and Friday you're in Oh My in the Melon, but you have a big gig on Saturday night over in the McWilliam, where you're with Jerry Guthrie, I believe.
Yeah, we're going to be back down to McWilliam with Jerry. Jerry Guthrie's one of my favourite country artists, I have to say. He's a great traditional artist. Jerry's a great singer and a great musician as well. I'm a huge fan of all the musicians, and I'm very, very lucky to have the band that I have on the road. And I think that musicians, especially for the artists themselves, it's one thing for us to go out and stand and sing and do it as best as we can, but to have those bands behind us is pretty amazing. And I really do look up to Jerry, because Jerry was one of the first. Now I have to say, I started out, I think one of my first spots that I did was with the Midwest thing, and it was a huge big concert that we did, and I was pretty nervous about it, to be honest. And a lot of the big country artists were there, and Jerry, it was very nice to me. That I'll never forget that. He really sort of made me feel at ease and just take it easy, Johnny. We're back down there working with William with Jerry, and we had a great night there the last time we were with him. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's a great dance, and the people always come out in their numbers there, and it's a great gig to do. And then we're over to Bundoran on the Sunday afternoon, so we've got a pretty busy weekend. But I mean, it's nice to be busy. It's in these climate, and I'm very lucky to have that. Have the work out there,
You've certainly brought something different to the Irish country music scene, and long may it continue. Johnny, thanks for joining us this Monday evening, and best of luck to yourself and Barry on Wednesday night. I'm sure Barry's career will take another step, and your career will no doubt go on from strength to strength over the coming months.
Hard, thanks very much for taking the time to have a wee chat with me, and give me the wee chance to talk to all your listeners out there, and thank them for the support so far. And I'm hoping that when they tune into us on Wednesday night, they're going to enjoy what me and Barry have to bring to the table. And I'm so excited about it. So thank you very much, everybody out there. It's great.
We're going to play out with a single that Johnny released a few months ago, I Want to Be Your Man. It typifies the energy that Johnny portrays. Johnny Brady, thanks so much for joining us here on Irish Country Music Radio.
Thank you very much. Take care, Hard. Bye-bye now.
Such a pretty little